Greetings and salutations in our distance to this Wolfphototech, and here we are with we're getting into the last few episodes of our little fun adventure. We're on to Tick Tock Clock, and the very important detail. Oftentimes you see me like backflip into things, but it's very important to note that this stage is affected by when you get to these last few stages. Each one of them has sort of like a special side gimmick tied to them, and with probably the exception of being Rainbow Ride. But if when you do this stage, if you happen to say walk into it on the 12 mark, the whole thing stops. By the way, in a previous video, stop time for red coins, I'll literally point that out right off the bat. See if the time clock actually stopped. And yes, it has. So when you want to stop time in this stage, just simply crap. But say you just want to stop time for the stage, you just simply just go on the 12 mark, okay? Oh yeah, that's one of those quirks. Funny. And there's a reason why I'm doing this. Yeah, this is just... You got this fun angle here, and I think they partially did that to make it harder that way. Yay. Whole Mario sticking to walls thing. Okay, you see that one. That's where that is. That's the 8 red coins one. And that's a star marker that tells you, hey, that's right where that is. Now this stage is mostly, from my recollection, it is mostly easier with the stopped clock. However, some of the stars are unaccessible with the stop clock. So like if you literally want all the stars, it's not possible because as you stopped the clock. Right there, you see those pegs. That's where those platforms were. I was just on. As I said, this stage is a lot easier. You notice that there's a few, a little hole there. All these blocks are rotating, and this guy is pumping in and out, and that's where I would have came up if I kept going up the rest of the way on that. Now, as you can see, as I said before, some of these stars are inaccessible if you stop the clock. But the stage is generally easier with the clock stopped. You just can't get all the stars that way. Incidentally, I think most of the easiest, the stars that you have to have the clock running for, are lower on the clock. Where most of the stars that you need, where you can stop the clock and still get to them, are a little easier and closer. Roll into the cage, which was not that hard to do. Now, there's something I want to do here. I want to try to see if I can get both hands on 6. I do remember that as you saw, I remembered that if you have it on 12, the clock stops. But I want to put it on 6 to see what else happens here. Now roll into the cage. Pit and the pendulums. And everything is moving. Congratulations. You don't get very much Baboom action outside of. By the way, it is actually possible to go up this with those going. However, it is a pain in the butt. Slightly out of sequence. Short circuit myself. aggravating jerkiness. Haha. Get a hand. Well, let's try one hand. That was the third one. Pit and the pendulums. And the clock is stopped, so it only requires one hand. One of those fun stages where it has the wall sticking is annoying. You know me, I kind of like to have 100 coin in one in the same run as another one. That's the slot for the pendulum. It's always just good to double check things. The music for Tick Tock Clock is the same as Rainbow Ride. And they're actually both fairly different stages overall, with the exception of a few interesting side points. Tick Tock Clock, much like Rainbow Ride, has an endless bottom situation where you just literally find yourself falling forever. By the way, to get all the way to the top, it requires like a bunch of eyeballing. You kind of had to look around And then say, oh yeah, I need to get on top of the cage. You have to get on top of the cage. Now I think I might be in a problem here. Poles are always irritating. Now that I made it up here, there's these little there's that throwy ass. Now there's some shortcuts into some of these stages, and part of me says that this block right here counts as one of them that lets you get up higher quicker. Okay, there's he'll move around and you leave him be and let him wind down. I think he's needed to grab something. There's pop-out blocks there. There's that cage up there. And of course I just broke all the money, so and I believe this one right here is the pendulum in the pits. Oh crap. However, and I think this might actually be the highest I can go with the clock stopped. The pit and the pendulums. Stop on the thwomp. And one more to go after this. Of course, I have a ton of fun as it is when it comes to some of the stuff. That one's actually easier to come down on if you want to grab some red coins from in there while it's moving, but you end up not being able to grab a few of them. In some ways, there actually is easier elements to this stage because everything is moving. Because some of the jumps actually get easier because the platforms will bounce into a closer position than they would be if they were stopped. Say like that one right there. That auto stick feature is annoying. And the weirdest thing is 90% of the game in where that actually would be a part of how the stage operates has no bearing on you. This is sort of like the magical split point where you know me, I'm back at the whole try to collect at 100 coins thing. I only have like 2 more stars to collect here, or besides the 100 coins. And I missed one. Kind of weird how this piece is just floating in the sky. Oh crap, 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 crap. And it's just like that. There's a thwomp in the stage. I think he's literally at the very top. Thwomps, for whatever strange reason, didn't want to be on the top of any structure. Just trying to grab an extra red coin. There's enough things to worry about in this stage. Last time I grabbed all the coins there, I made a point of standing further out from the... The clock actually has irregularities in its movement simply due to the fact that some of them are triggered off of different settings on the clock time. That's rather interesting. There's a missing hole in there. Interesting. And that just happens to be where the gear is. I had to pay attention to the settings on the clock. Yeah, I really need to pay attention to that. Because the way the clock behaves is based on where the hands are. I think there's literally only one spot in the entire game where sticking to the wall actually is important. Just because as it's the one narrow ledge that actually is truly narrow. Now you want to play risky, you can try to jump down that gap and try to grab the red coins as they're flipping, but I rather not. The whole non-jerking motion makes everything so much easier. And this is actually one of those fun stages that actually gets safer as you go up in some strange way. Because if you do fall, the higher you go up, the more likely you are to fall on top of something. Crap. Let them wind up. That's also the crummy thing too, is when you're collecting coins on the stage, if you are counting partially on the whole... Oh, crap. Well, as I was trying to say, the whole counting on falling onto another platform kind of gets complicated when and you don't have enough coins sitting around. This is one of those odd moments where you have like got three things flipping around. And you had to decide which one is the least likely for you to miss. By the way, the closer you are to the center, the more likely you are to miss. Five and three. Is this one of the random jerks versions? Yeah, that's fun. It's actually easier to come from the other way. Yeah. Wow. I got magically stuck between in the wall and the. You can actually get stuck inside of the pivot. Huh. Interesting. That seems to be like almost new to me. And down I go. Bad timing. None of the hands are on top of any number. Looks like it's just moving normally. Incidentally, I do not recall ever getting stuck inside of the pivot on these things. Getting stuck inside the pivot on them in the original copy. So it might actually be a new glitch, new minor glitch in the emulation for the Nintendo Switch version. I don't mean these rotating blocks. I mean in those spinning platforms down by the red coins. Terrible timing on that. Why did I try to do that and not try to fit one of those jumps inside of one of the rotations? See, a part of me wants to like rocket through this part because I know that the good old Rainbow Ride is going to take me a long time to get through. Rainbow Ride is one of those fun stage courses. Yeah, that's what they're referred to in Super Mario 64's courses. But Rainbow, of course, I overshot that. And the first time I did that, and I was lucky and actually somehow managed to backslide it. I'm just gonna go and yeah, I'm just gonna speed this up a little bit here. Probably only going to grab this block and the first red coin. Not going to go for the second one. Half of my problem is I'm trying to speed up to do this in fewer videos. Ah, crap. Yeah, it is possible to grab several of the red coins from coming from above up here. I'm waiting for the arm to come around partially. You got partial motion in the camera. Normally you will not be looking in front of Mario, not be looking behind him. Draw distance. I don't remember it being that bad in the original. When it comes to emulation, it requires more processing power to do the same thing than the original hardware could do. Always, regardless of how efficient the emulation is. Now, you could probably shave it down on quite a bit. This stage has a few infamous choke points and sort of death trap spots. In the next area I'm heading to, the next part I'm heading towards is one of them. Well, not this, but, you know, the area I dropped off last time. Watch for him to run out. Hopefully his flipboard is not too close. I'm up to 63 coins. Okay, this is just all kinds of... It's just meeting the timing.